Francesca is an independent journalist and researcher whose work has focused extensively on underreported conflicts, human rights issues, and communities whose voices are often absent from mainstream media coverage. Through her reporting, she has brought international attention to the developments in Balochistan and has conducted rare and exclusive interviews that offer audiences a deeper understanding of the realities on the ground. Francesca will be joining us today for a discussion about her recent exclusive interview with BLA Commander Shaynaz Baloch, the challenges of reporting on Balochistan, and the broader issues shaping the region today. Thank you very much for coming to the Unmuted Voice. As you are also an unmuted voice, a lot of your thanks, Francesca. You have been speaking about Balochistan, and you have done some articles, you have written some books we all know about. But today I've invited you for a very special episode of my program because you recently conducted an interview with a BLA female commander, which is Shaynaz, Commander Shaynaz Baloch. My question to you would be, what made you research this subject and then conduct the interview?
Well, what made me research the Baloch subject was many years ago when I came across this issue, and it was and still is an issue which is practically virtually unknown in the West.
In the West.
I came across the issue, I started meeting people, I started researching historically on it, and it was a big issue, a big issue of what now has become a fashion of colonialism, of illegally taken a land, and of state repression. So yes, I went on researching on it. What made me interview Commander Shaynaz, it was that, I've interviewed other commanders, but she is the first female commander of the unity. And the first they declared she is a commander. So I'm a journalist. For me, it was very interesting. And I was interested also in see the female perspective, not on the pacifist march, which is different issues because women are very active since a couple of years. On a military perspective, I found it very interesting, so I did it.
That's great. In your life, you have interviewed a lot of people, in many years. How would you describe Shaynaz Baloch as an individual?
She is, I was astonished, frankly, because I don't know what I was expecting, but for sure I was not expecting such a accomplished, educated, highly educated actually, and articulated young woman. Frankly, I had no prejudice, but what you tend to think when you talk of people on the ground and military, you tend to think not so,
a barbarian, or
yes,
someone, yeah.
poorly educated people, indoctrinated, and so on. She's very articulated and very on point. And yes, you can discuss, you can argue whether you agree or not with what she said, but the way she says it and the way she frames her points is astonishing, frankly. Then, as a journalist, your job is not to agree or not agree with her, is to report. And I think see, this is interesting in itself, because a young woman so on point, so accomplished, so smart, the fact that a young woman like that,
She's like 22, I think, yeah? 22-year-old. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
the
young. That's
fact
very young, yeah.
is very young, I think many of the things she says, which in the West are past and gone, many of the things she says can be referred also to her being so young, and to the peculiar situation of Indian subcontinent, because don't forget, there's a reason why a certain kind of framing, of cultural framing, especially the old vetero-communist stuff,
Yeah.
is surviving only in the Indian subcontinent. There's a reason. There are cultural and historical reasons.
Yes.
So, yes, but I mean, you can agree with her or not, but what she says, it matters, is
Good.
relevant, because it shows you what's going on in that part of the world, on the field.
You see, the world needs to realize, especially the West needs to realize, that why educated girls, they are forced to take up guns. I give you example of a man who is Dr. Allah Nazar. He's also a doctor, but a gold medalist. He got a gold medal in his medical field, but he was forced to pick up guns. And exactly, you see all the girls that are protesting on the streets. It's like a peaceful, in under the constitution and the law of Pakistan. Example is Dr. Marang Baloch. Then we have Dr. Samidin Baloch. The world and the internet, the Western world should see why these educated people are, being forced to pick up guns. I will come back to the third question. What part of the interview affected you personally?
So, wait, the first thing, which I think will reply also to the other question. First thing, I agree with one point of what Shaynaz says. It's too easy and is very patronizing, assuming that a woman would be forced to take arms only because of as a reaction to a personal trauma, meaning an individual trauma. I agree with her. It's a very patronizing and patriarchal way to say it. I can give you an example as related to be forced to take the arms. My grandmother's brothers were partisans during the Second World War. During the resistance, women took the weapons in Italy. Yes. We did.
Yes.
Young girls as young as 14 years old. You want to know a famous name, Oriana Fallaci was 13. And she would, not took the weapons literally because she was 13, but she was acting as a courier, bringing
In the
food and
battle. Yeah.
weapons
Yeah.
to partisans.
Exactly.
So women took the arms during resistance. And the reason is basically the same. Oppression. You have to free yourself. No country ever obtained freedom without weapons. Starting from the French Revolution, you have to
Yes.
fight for it.
Yes. Even American Revolution,
Even American Revolution, yes.
Yeah. America, the country which is designating the groups as terrorists, itself was liberated through the
And I would
gun.
point out that the partisans who fought for our freedom were labeled terrorists by
Exactly.
Nazis
Exactly.
and by fascists.
Yes.
So, yes, the concept of terrorism is a very volatile concept.
Volatile. Well, we are used to this hypocrisy now. Yeah, we are used to
See,
it now.
when you label dissent as anti-state activities, which brings you to terrorism, when you label every kind of dissent like that, this is, and you feel entitled to persecute dissenters,
Exactly.
and you are fueling revolt. Because, of course, what they are not leaving other choice. You said peaceful dissent. Where's Marang Baloch in jail?
Exactly.
With fabricated accusation on a trial. The faceless trial. I mean, in Pakistan, things happen that in no civilized country should happen.
No, yeah. It's not a
Faceless
civilized country.
trials.
I tell people, as a Pakistan is not a civilized country. Sorry for cutting you. And that's why all the uncivilized things happen there.
Civilians tried into military courts. I mean, where else? Not even North Korea.
Yes.
But yes, this is what they do. And then you label Marang Baloch as a terrorist. Tell me what she did, and then you are complaining and you are freaking out. Sorry for the word, because Shaynaz is saying what she says. And are you surprised?
Exactly.
Are you surprised that people tells you we have no other chance left? Are you surprised that they refuse to be jailed for no reason, just for protesting? One day or the other, not only a relatively few people will take the arms, everybody will.
When the justice system fails the citizens, of the state, then where should they go? What should they do? Pakistan, they don't understand. Your interview with Shaynaz Baloch, it caused a lot of commotion, and it flustered the military-backed media, and then social media, so-called activists, TikTokers, and all this.
Yeah.
What's your take on it?
See, they did what they usually do, a smear campaign. smearing, where the main accusation is since I wear a sari when I'm in India, like when I was in Pakistan, by the way, I was wearing shalwar
Yes.
kameez.
Yeah.
But yes, since I wear a sari when I'm in India, I
Yes.
must be a raw agent.
You're
Then,
right.
since my interview is on a UK publication, MI5 is paying me, and some genius also took up Mossad because I'm a Zionist. Okay, fine. The point is not this. I cannot care less
Thank you. Yeah.
for what they say.
Yeah.
Frankly, I cannot care less. My point is, there's something called journalism.
Exactly.
So you interview the people involved in this or that thing.
In conflict, yeah.
Yes. What really makes me laugh is that in the same Pakistan, after 9/11, a sanctimonious, pompous colleague interviewed Osama bin Laden.
Yes.
Okay?
That's
Hamid
Hamid
Mir
Mir on Geo
interviewed-
News. Yes.
Yes, Osama bin Laden. That was not supporting. That was not supporting Al Qaeda, right?
Yeah.
That was journalism.
That was journalism.
But if I interview Shaynaz, I support BLA.
And you are an Indian agent, yeah, and you are.
And I'm an Indian agent.
I'm sorry
Yes,
for cutting you. You know, you just one picture of yours on the internet wearing a sari in India.
Yeah.
You know, it started an uproar in this. You know, we call them Askarandu Brigade. But
Yeah.
the reality is, Pakistan Army medical corps female, all of them, their uniform, their national uniform is sari.
Yes, and if you go to weddings in Pakistan, half of the women are wearing
They wear
saris.
sari, but they are patriot. But because
No, they are all raw agents. They are all raw agents. I mean, frankly, I love saris. Are so beautiful. Why should I not wear it?
the problem is not in the sari. The problem is when they do not find anything in your character, in your journalism, in your history.
See.
They start these personal attacks. You know, I give you example. When I speak to them, when I tweet, they can't find anything against me. They say, "Oh, look at the bald head," you know. "Oh, look at the Uncle G." Come on, man. You know.
No, Shahid, this is not the point. The point is they don't have counter arguments. Journalist is long ago dead in Pakistan.
Yeah.
All the colleagues I knew, the real one, either went abroad or they stopped being journalists because it's many years. It's impossible to be a journalist in Pakistan. What they call journalism now are ISPR
spokesperson
agents running smear campaigns.
Exactly. Many journalists were killed, you know, for doing journalism, you know, pure journalism. They you know, a lot of them, you know, Salim Shehzad and Dilawar Wazir's brother. I mean, there are so many that they were killed because they were trying to do a pure journalism, you know.
So this is the point. And the point is no dissent. So the reason you criticize the state, you are doing anti-state activities. And in the past few years, the laws and the constitution have been changed in such a way that criticism is not anymore allowed. Any kind of criticism.
Exactly.
So this is, and this is the reason why they do TikTok. Oh God,
TikTok
with totally uneducated people
yeah,
who, well, most of the time they cannot even get my name rightly.
exactly.
Yup,
Um,
but smear campaigns, and this is what they do with dissidents. This is what they are doing with Samidin. This is what they did with Marang Baloch. This is what they are doing with you. This is what they are doing with all the dissidents around.
no,
Smear campaigns.
the surprising and shocking thing is, forget about these TikTokers, forget about these anchor persons. You know, when Marang's case was in the court, the DGISPR, the spokesperson of the military, the seventh largest military of the world, he comes and conducts a press conference and declares her a terrorist before even the court decides. I mean,
Yeah,
I've never
of course,
seen this in all over the world.
because the court is a non-existent puppet
Exactly.
of favorite field marshal.
Yes.
It is just that. It is just that there's no way out of this at the moment. And see, the main problem with them and the main problem of the people attacking me is not the content of the interview, is not the journalistic thing and so on, is how did I get access to her, and how it is possible that after being arrested and banned from Pakistan for 11 years, I still have access to people on the ground. Of course, and of course,
you still have friends, you have
exactly.
friends. Yeah, because friends love you for the simple reason that you're sitting all the way in Italy and you raising the voice and you taking it to the world. And that's my next question.
And there's another thing, Shahid.
Yeah.
Even when I could have done it, I never gave up a source. Even the source who managed to get me meeting Mohammed Hafiz Said was a politician. I could have said it. I still could. I've never done it. I will never do. And people trust me because of this.
Yes.
I've never, ever given up a source in my life.
That's a journalism's trust, That's your source is your trust, they trust you. I'm sorry for cutting you. I'm going to go to the next question. Do you think this interview is going to highlight the Baloch perspective and this conflict to the rest of the world?
I hope so. This is what I keep trying I've been keeping trying for the past 15 years, 20 years. I keep trying because, yes, it needs to be highlighted. It needs to be highlighted from a civilian point of view. It needs to be highlighted also because Shaynaz and the BLA and all the fighters are just the result of the suicidal politics of the state for the past 70 years.
Yes.
Each time there is a demand is met with repression.
Yes.
They behave in Balochistan like Balochistan is a colonized country and they are occupiers. They did. So, and they still do it. And the more people protest, and the worse it gets. Not even mention they are trying to sell Balochistan to the best bidder. So they sold half of Balochistan to China. Now they're trying to sell the rest to US. and they keep telling them, oh no, it's just a law and order,
Yeah.
just a law and order issue. We'll fix it. They cannot. It should. They cannot. They cannot until they address the rightful demands of the population, until they will answer where the disappeared are, and is not an answer saying they are all going to Dubai shopping, okay, like they did in the past.
In the past, exactly.
So,
You know, I'm sorry. One of the biggest themes in your interview is the changing role of Baloch women. Do you believe that you are witnessing an historic transformation of the Baloch national movement?
as even Shaynaz said, women women are part of society. I don't know why somebody is so surprised to see women stand up and talk. Yes, in a society like
Like
that, or
Pakistan,
what
like
they are to,
Pakistan.
yes, like Pakistan, and what they are trying to change Pakistan into, because in the past it wasn't like that. In what they are trying to change Pakistan into, yes, it might be strange. They are trying to push into the tribal codes and so on,
Yeah.
but yes, but historically, tribal women are strong ones, and they always had decisional power. Now, women are part of society. Baloch, unlike many other places in Pakistan, Baloch educate their girls.
They're girls, yeah.
So you have educated girls in a pretty secular society. Why are you so surprised if
Yeah.
they start protesting? And by the way, when you are trying to kill all the men, there's not a single family without a disappeared people. When your father is gone, your brother is gone, your uncle is gone, your husband is gone. Why are you so surprised that a woman starts to
start
yes
to stand up
yes
against you. Yeah, in your interview, Shaynaz Baloch said that it is not possible that 50% of the people of our nation's people are suffering, and the 50% just standing and looking. So she meant the men and the women. She like it cannot happen if a son is dying and mother is just a keep watching, a bystander or a sister or a daughter. That's what she said.
Shahid, you know better than me, because you are from there. You know better than me that for the past 50 years, in the rest of Pakistan, Baloch have been depicted as savage, uneducated tribal people. Okay, so the rest of Pakistan, since they had no access to any other source of information except the rubbish the state was feeding them.
Yes.
So the rest of Pakistan,
Yeah.
yes, the rest of Pakistan thought this, which is not true, because actually, despite Pakistan not building schools, not giving hospitals, no access to drinkable water, no gas, despite being the main source
The
of
main
gas.
producer of the gas, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Despite all this, Baloch are way more educated than the rest of Pakistan. So,
You've been working on Balochistan for last 20 years. You've been speaking out. You've been doing. Do you see a new phase in this Baloch movement now? Do you see like it's now taking a speedy momentum or something? Do you see a change?
See, yes, of course, I do. First of all, because Pakistan gained a fantastic result. After so many years of repression, what they gained was that now practically 3/4 of the population is in the street protesting or joining the revolt. The revolt, they should remember, they don't need raw or aliens or whoever. Many Pakistan soldiers joined, and the reason why now they are so well trained and so strategically, I mean, it changed dramatically, because from insurgents, the kind of episodic and sporadic one disrupting a cantonment or what, it has become something you can compare to Cuba back then.
Yes.
It has become a very disciplined and strategically on point kind of revolt, but this is not because of Indians. This is not because of any other alien coming from Mars. This is because even Pakistani soldiers at a point started to feel ashamed of what was happening and went to the mountains. So this is something Pakistan, I mean, because about this, Pakistan has to blame itself. Many years ago, a former Pakistani ambassador told me, I was in Geneva speaking for both Baloch and Pashtun. So she said, you are helping to break my country. I said, frankly, you don't need any external help.
You don't need. You're doing a good job.
You are doing a very good job yourself.
Exactly. Major Adil Raja, he asked me, he said, who is helping the BLA? I said, first of all, the state of Pakistan and your army's policies are helping. No, they don't need any help from outside.
No, don't need any help. And how do they get weapons? There's the biggest black market of weapons on the planet over there. So, they don't need any help, any external help. So,
after this,
No, tell me.
After this interview, has your own perspective changed about this Baloch cause and this conflict?
Frankly, no.
No.
I mean, my perspective has always been that. I was not surprised at all. What I was surprised that a girl would command a battalion. What I was surprised of is how this girl is intelligent, smart, accomplished, and educated. This surprised me, frankly. Yes, I've been talking to Marang, I've been talking to Sammy. They are all educated girls, but some way you don't expect it from a girl in the mountains, but she is.
That's great. I'm gonna come to my last question, and that would be, if someone has never heard about Balochistan and he or she watched, or read your interview. If they watch this interview that we are doing now, what is the one message you would, want them to take with themselves, not about any particular organization, but like about the whole Balochistan conflict, the people who don't know about Balochistan, and when they watch this interview, what do you want them to take with them for the whole conflict?
May I say a very provocative thing? See, all Pakistan and half of the world are... see, I want to say something. There's a country born on religious basis in 1947. This country invaded a smaller country and changed it into an open-air prison, okay? So somebody should tell me why. All Pakistan is against Israel and pro-Gaza, and the same Pakistan is not realizing that they did exactly the same. The country was born exactly the same year on religious base. Balochistan has been forcefully occupied. So they should make up their mind, because if you think Israel has no right to exist, why Pakistan should have the right to exist? And why Balochistan can be occupied and nobody is fighting for it?
Palestine can, exactly.
Yes.
No, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And unlike Israel, which has an established history in that region, some couple of thousand years old history, Pakistan is trying to appropriate the history of the land, which has nothing to do with Pakistan.
Exactly. Pakistan got nothing to do
because Pakistan is an artificial construction.
Yes.
So, if somebody wants to research and think about Balochistan, should start thinking about this. And even some Pakistanis should start think about this. And also, there's another thing. They should keep in mind that the Baloch revolt is direct against military and the state, not against women and children, as the state does.
Yes.
So, yes, I would like that people think about this.
No, that's a great message for the people. Yeah. In the end, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because, you're not only doing a job of a journalist, you're doing a job for humanity. Many journalists in the world, they're quiet about the atrocities in Balochistan and Pashtunkhwa, and the crimes the Pakistan army and its states are committing across the region to its neighbors and to the people, the citizens, the journalists, the common people. And you are one of those journalists, one of those few journalists, who are raising your voice, and you are writing about it. And I've seen you going around in the world, speaking against it. I would really like to thank you from myself, from the people of Balochistan, and hopefully we will meet some other time again then.
Yes, of course.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. You take care.
Thank you. Bye. Because in the same sentence, Pakistan and human rights is a quite funny thing, is a contradiction in terms. But actually, Pakistan was born on a contradiction in terms. An Islamic state for any kind of religion or minority. The end is that in Pakistan, not only human rights, but you have no rights at all, especially if you are a minority.